Hey, what's up, guys? Tony here, and we're back to talk about a brand new Rostermania sort of video. So today we're going to be talking about Black Ops 4 and who I think are going to be winning the first events. Yes, I do have 100 Thieves on the screen. That will be the first thing I'm going to be talking about. I'll also be talking a little bit about franchising. So this will just be kind of a Call of Duty in general video. And just talking about like eSports, where I think it'll be, who I think will win events next year, etc. So first thing I want to start by saying is I think the 100 Thieves is going to be a huge contender. I also think the 100 Thieves is going to expand esports in a way that we haven't really seen before. Also, I should have said this before we got in the video. I'm a little bit sick. This video is pre-recorded. It's the same day as the last video I recorded, and I'm still sick, so that's why my voice is kind of bad. But anyway, I think the 100 Thieves will just kind of change esports dynamic in terms of if I don't know if you guys have watched the 100 Thieves like house tour when they got the Rocket Mortgage team house, but it was actually awesome. You know, they had a separate place for the players to play, and they had a separate place for the players to live, eat, do all that kind of stuff. I think the COD will kind of be there in a few years. I think it's still has a little bit of time before it gets there, but I think that it'll be awesome to kind of just see COD grow into one of those bigger esports, and just all of that in general. I think that would be huge for Call of Duty. The second thing I want to talk about is the other team that I think that will be contending for a lot of championships, and some people might kind of hate me for saying this, but I think Optic will. Obviously, some people love Optic, some people don't, but I think that that team is very, very stacked. I think that Dashi has a lot of potential, and once he can kind of just get that sorted out and stuff, I think that he will be a really, really, really good player. I think that Optic can go into every event knowing that they have a chance to win, and I think that's really, really good for them. And I haven't seen a lot of competition in terms of maybe Splice will be. Red Reserve is kind of a wild card for me. I don't really know how good they're going to be this year. They're not going to be bad, but I don't know if they'll be a championship ready team. But so those two teams I think are ready, and then Splice I think will be another team that, you know, Splice is kind of like the wild card team. They can either come in, play really well, or they can get hot-headed, get mad at each other. I think it all depends on how they do the first event, and I think that if they can keep composure, then that'll be just kind of what decides it for that team. I think that they have a lot of talent, but I do also think that they have, I would say, sort of some problems, just with the team being the way it is, with the players that they have between Looney, temp, and accuracy. I think that they may have a few problems. Just chemistry clashes. I think that you know, they really have strong personalities, and I think that may be good, but at the same time, you know, it's Looney may be the in-game leader, but I feel like a lot of accuracy, temp, I feel like they're gonna have a lot to say and stuff that goes on, how the team plays and stuff like that. So that'll be kind of cool to see. You know, maybe Looney isn't the in-game leader for the rest of the year, you know, or maybe he gets help from one of those guys. But I can definitely see where Looney may get annoyed with Temp, just because of Temp's personality, and I think that that might, I wouldn't say disturb the team, but almost, yeah, disturb the team in a way, just because that's adding a lot of pressure on them if they're arguing after matches that they lose, and they will argue. That's going to be a given, but it'll just depend on how personally Temp takes things. I haven't really watched his streams much at all. But I've just kind of heard stuff from other people in the community. So, I mean, it'll all just depend on how he acts, I think. I think if he's mature, then the team will do great. I think that if, you know, some of those other players turn out to be, you know, leaders and kind of show Temp, you know, what it's like to actually play professional Call of Duty and not just argue and act like he's the best player in the game, then I think that that'll be very, very important for him, for sure. I also think that as far as Looney, I think he brings a lot of value to that team. You know, he won 3 events. I'm pretty sure it's 3, and accuracy won 2. So this is a team that can win championships, and I think I've talked a lot about them in this video because I do think that, you know, you obviously know Optic and 100 Thieves are going to be able to compete. But you know, with the phase roster not being announced yet, and Splice already announcing theirs, I think that this team is going to be probably the next step to them. I don't really see any other teams being able to compete with them except for maybe Envy. But you know, some of these lower tier AM teams are not going to be able to compete with the gun skill of those teams. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.